The following may contain language and subject matter which is only appropriate for some audiences. But since we're not very discriminatory here, everybody's welcome to listen. Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us here on the Low Fact Podcast. Dave, Matt, and Andy coming at you. Low Fact Podcast is probably an odd name for us because it doesn't really encapsulate what we do. But then again, neither does
Do we need to rebrand?
anything else.
I like the idea of rebranding.
But what would we
Not
call
if you were a cow. So here's a question that I had. Why does courtship have to be such a game?
Oh fuck, I don't know. It's always been a game, hasn't it?
It has, and I'm just wondering why that is.
It's because you're competing, and in competition, usually game is there. I don't know.
It's almost like something that's hardwired, isn't it?
I hate that term, but I suppose.
It's like a genetic thing. It's
Or
like
need to
it's like
mate.
nature.
Or need to mate, reproduce.
But it's about competition, like you said. It's about
The game part is about competition. Even if you were on a desert island and there was you and just one female, you would still have to go through the motions of some kind of game. There's no one competing with you, though.
Would you though?
I think you would.
I don't think so.
I think you would. I think
On
you
a
would.
desert island? Nah.
Yeah.
On a desert island, be like, hey baby, we need to.
Dave's right. You would still have to court it. It's not an
Really?
automatic win.
Yeah, you would still have to be like, I love you.
Well, the opponent isn't only other dudes. It's also the chick. It's a whole game there.
I mean, part of me thinks that it needs to be a game just to kind of compensate for how mundane life would be after
Wait, after you court it,
after a successful courtship.
how it's just bland.
Well, life is, my statistic for life, it's actually about 95% mundane, with like 4% terrifying, and 1% super great happy joy.
4% terrifying? That seems really high. I mean, that's a lot of terrifying.
4% out of 4% of your life is terrifying? No, I don't think that's particularly high.
Definitely agree with the 95% mundane.
That sounds about right.
That sounds actually low to me.
Okay, then 99% mundane. But anyway, I think that some of the like courtship, yeah, I mean, I think it's to make up for how mundane life's going to be afterwards.
But how much of your life is spent in the courtship? I mean, for most people.
Everyone's different on
For
that.
people that find their partner and then settle down. I mean,
If you're a serial dater, then a lot more. Look, I'm not advocating or disadvocating the game. I actually kind of enjoy it.
you enjoy the game, I don't.
I think it's fun.
You don't enjoy the game? Or the chase?
He don't chase.
You don't like the chase?
I don't chase.
He is in a solid subset of men that do not chase.
Incel?
No. It's not that.
Fucking
It's
call
not,
me an incel, motherfucker.
that's wrong too. Look, there are a lot of people that there are a lot of guys that sit around that don't chase,
Oh, I found my new word.
and women chase them, and then they're like, okay.
It must be nice. I don't have that. Do you have that? Do they
Again,
chase you?
dude, there are plenty of
course.
women. There are plenty of women willing to chase.
I'm not. I think it's
I
not
feel
wrong
like
with it.
I feel like in my country, the women do a lot of chasing.
And we are now just like going right off of what I asked because for
Why is it a game?
well, yeah, because you guys don't want to talk about it for whatever reason, and that's okay.
I think it's a game because it's the best. That's the only way I can think of describing it. Like how it works. I'm trying to court a girl. I'm like,
So there's
It's-
rules.
yeah,
There's rules of the game.
yeah. Consent's a rule.
Well, yeah, but you think there's rules
Yeah. Like, well, how do
and
you-
dating.
and, yeah, like social rules, social cues. I don't know.
No, like following up. Like after the date, or like how many dates you have, or
the game is chasing. After that, it's over.
Not
He's right,
necessarily.
it gets mundane.
The game is to increase attraction, to either spark or increase attraction. That's the game.
And then once you attract,
Well, no,
like once the relationship,
that's the
is done,
purpose of
it's
the
over.
game.
so it is like nature.
What do you mean it's not like nature?
The male birds in nature, the one, because they're all, the male birds in nature are all pretty. And
Very
they're
much.
doing the dance to attract the females.
Peacocking.
But again, the question isn't what you guys are talking about. The question is, why is it? And I thought the answer was because after it's kind of boring and tedious. So
That's definitely true.
So in order to get people to do this tedious bullshit,
Okay, now the projection's coming out.
nature has kind of, nature, nurture, God, whatever you want to say, has kind of put forth a mechanism to, override you kind of thinking about the tedium. Think about it. Like women who give birth. Now, birth apparently is an incredibly traumatic and painful experience.
Definitely look like it.
Sure. But right after you have that kid, the women forget all the pain. Whether, through hormones and whatnot. And so I don't know if that's probably by design, because if all they did was remember the pain, they were like, I ain't doing that again.
That's a rough one.
So that's what I thought kind of like about courtship, right? I mean, during the courtship, things cool. Things are fun. Hormones are kicking in, all this stuff is happening, but
Yeah.
after you successfully court, then shit just kind of gets kind of boring.
So it's by design that it's game.
It may be. I don't know. That was the question.
Okay, now we know the question.
I asked you the question. It took 6 minutes of exposition.
I like it. I finally get it. That you are asking me a question.
You see what I got to deal with?
Well, that's good.
So you think we're just like deliberately trying not to answer your questions, or do you think your questions are difficult?
I think I'm the problem because we've gone through many iterations of different guests, different compositions, and the same thing keeps on happening. And so,
Maybe you're just smarter than everybody else.
I don't know, but it reminds me of that whole law school adage: if you don't know who the asshole in class is after the first 2 weeks, then it's you. So, really the only commonality of all this stuff is me, and the same things are happening, so maybe it is me.
Maybe you're just like too smart.
I don't think there's such a thing, and that's not what we're talking about.
Stop stroking his dick, Matt.
Again, just the stuff that you guys do is...
I don't have an answer.
It's kind of funny. The interactions are kind of funny, and we've gone solidly away from answering the question. But
Why is game so hard?
not the question.
And why is Matt an incel?
Also not the question.
Fuck you. Again.
I thought that was the question.
But anyway. So because there's no better answer that came up, my answer will...
God. There's your answer. That's why it is. I don't know.
I think it's rather disingenuous to put forth an answer to something than which you don't even believe is the answer.
It's an easy answer. I use them for an easy answer all the time.
Well, aren't you just kind of throwing God under the bus then?
Duh.
If you don't believe in God, and I don't know if that's necessarily true, then just kind of saying that is kind of a cop out and really a disservice to your own idea of your intellectual capacity.
Yeah. Where's the problem?
There is no problem.
He's an easy cop out. Perfect. I don't got to think about shit.
Then you shouldn't ever believe that you have any intellectual capacity.
I never claimed that.
But you do.
Lies. How dare you think I'm capable of critical thinking?
I didn't say that you're capable or incapable. I'm just pointing out that you can't go around sitting there saying, oh, I don't know, or I don't blah, 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 and actually think that you do. It is inconsistent, which is okay, but it offends my idea of arbitrariness.
I like that word. Well,
Thank you.
I would.
Thank you for listening to the Low Fact Podcast. Find us on Stitcher and iTunes. Just search Low Fact Podcast. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Low Fact Podcast. Send us an email at lowfactpodcast@gmail.com. Find us on YouTube. Search Low Fact. All the links can be found in our About. Also, look for my music on IG and Twitter at afantasybeat.